So tell everybody what it is we're going to talk about.
So today we're going to talk about the elements. Um, I know a lot of people don't understand the elements. When I when I first started, I was a Christian before, and when I first left that path, I was introduced to the elements of life, and that is what really started to change me. So the things that got to me were, we are the elements. And people don't understand that, but we really are the elements. If you think about it, our blood runs hot through us, right? Our our brain fires neurons. So that means that we are fire, right? Our okay, I gotta do this right. Our skeleton, that's a mineral. We're earth. Okay. Our lungs take in and expel air. So we are air. Air, fire, water. We are about 70% fluid. So we are water. And then we have what some would consider a soul, some will consider a spirit, but whatever you consider it, it's our essence. So there is our spirit. So there are the 5 elements that make up who we are that most people do not even consider. So earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. So here is one of the handouts. And it talks a lot about, which we'll go over, the different aspects of each of these. Okay. So we can talk about the earth. The earth is a very feminine element, right? Of course, the colors are green and brown. It's about abundance. It's about growth. It's about fertility. Um, the tarot card suit is, Dax, do you know?
Earth is Pentacles.
Yeah. And it's the foundation for the cycle of life, really. And it deals with the physical world, which is pretty easy to think about. Um, Air is connected to the soul, to the breath of life. It's the colors of yellow and white. Its tarot suit is the swords. A lot of people like to say the swords is fire, but it's really air because the sword swings through that air and it takes a lot of power to go through that air. Let me tell you what. So, I did forget, just in case. Earth, you've got your Tauruses, your Virgos, and your Capricorns. Okay. Pretty down to earth people, pretty stubborn people.
Hmm.
Your air signs, you've got your Geminis, your Libras, and your Aquariuses. They're talkers. I'll tell you what. I've got one, and she can talk. I love her. Okay. Then you've got your fire. This is a purifying and masculine energy. This is connected to strong will. This is connected to energy. It's just, a big ball, right? The colors, of course, are red and orange. And the tarot suit is wands. It's about that action, taking action, right? It's about transformation, rebirth. Um, the colors we already talked about. So here we go: Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius.
Hmm.
Fire, I'm an Aries. Fire doesn't think, fire acts, and then it thinks, oh, oops, Aries. That's me. Water is associated with passion and emotion. Okay, its color is blue. Of course, its tarot suit is the cups. Um, it's adaptable. It goes with the flow. It's very romantic, wisdom. It's about relationships. Um, these people are Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. So you've got Dan is a Cancer, and he's pretty stable. You know, he's the family guy. He's the emperor. He's a water sign. Um, the spirit is the essence of you. Hey, yeah, there's one. The spirit is the essence of the universe. Okay, it's the intense guidance and wisdom. It's about knowledge, intuition. The tarot suit is the major arcana. And of course, silver and purple are its colors. Some say silver and white. I say silver and purple. It just, or I mean, purple and white. I say purple and silver. It just depends. But this is the one I made up. So, oh, he has it right there.
Yep,
Yay.
I'm sharing the desktop, so I have the PDFs up for you.
And this just tells you like the air is about thoughts and ideas. When you have tarot cards and you have 4 air cards and 1 cup card, you
Mhm.
know you have some communication to deal with, right? There's some thoughts going on that, uh-oh, we need to work with that, right? So elements work in all different areas of life, not just one area. It works with the tarot, it works with the Reiki, it works with rituals, it works with just everything.
Yeah, when I get a lot of cards in a spread that are swords, right away I'm like, oh wow, there's a lot of overthinking going on here.
Right. Now, what um um I
Yeah.
completely
I don't know
lost.
where you're going
What
from that.
what PDF ones did you put up
Well,
there?
the
Oh,
next PDF is this
yes.
word cross thing you did.
So I did a word search for everyone if you are interested in those. Um, I do have an answer sheet. I did not put it up there, but I do have it available, and I did create this one. I hope you enjoy it.
I love these. I actually like this a lot better than crossword puzzles. I like the word searches, and this is
Yeah,
a fairly decent size one too, as well.
right.
And
And I like
remember,
to really mess with people. So there's words in there so that people will be like, oh, there's a word. Oh, that's not on the list.
just to mess with them. And
uh,
you can contact Michelle either by going to her page, her profile on the cafe site, psychic.cafe/Michelle, and you'll see the message button. It says chat, but that's only if they're actually, I don't know why they named it that, instead of instant
right.
messaging or private messaging. Anyway, but when you hover your cursor over it, I forget exactly what it says, but it says something chat. And so, yeah, if they're on the website, you can do live chat with them.
Yep.
But if they're not logged into the website right then, it'll send them a private message, just so you guys know. Also, you can go over to her group, which is right here on the handout, psychic.cafe/Mystic Corner, 2 C's. Psychic.cafe/Mystic Corner. And you can just leave a message, right there, or a comment. We should actually post this PDF on the group, and then
Mhm.
if they have questions, like they want the answer key for the word search or anything like that,
Yes.
have any questions, they can just put it right on that post on the Mystic Corner group on Psychic Cafe.
And I can create a crossword as well for those who would like a crossword.
Awesome. And
Yep.
then, I was taking her handouts and putting them onto a PDF to make it easier for everybody. You just have one URL, psychic.cafe/elements, and get all of her PDFs. And I had some of my own PDFs, my own handouts rather, that I thought I could add to this PDF. One is my suits PDF. Now it's very similar to some of the handouts that we've already looked at here. But this one is very specific to the tarot. It's specific to the suits. Okay. So you have the key on the left there, wands, the suit of wands. It's fire, it's spring, it's growth, energy, will, passion, libido, desire, inspiration, initiation, enthusiasm. So, all the cards that fit into the wands, you can kind of see that, and also cups, water, summer. Some people switch those. Like I usually say cups is spring to me, and fire, the heat of summer. For me, fire is summer.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't really matter, folks. It's just like what Michelle was talking about with some people associate swords with fire, which never made any sense to me at all. Wands is so obviously fire to me, but and swords, the swords, if you think of waving a sword through the air and that blade cutting and moving quickly, air is the fastest element, and you swing the sword through the air, that makes a lot more sense. And wands represent it as a wand or a staff or a wooden stick, and you can light that, you can catch that on fire. That's, think of a torch, that's why it's more fire to me, right? Cups hold water. Okay.
Yes.
Pentacles,
That's easy.
a coin or a pentacle, or anything that's made
Wow.
from a I don't want to say elements, because then you're going to get confused with elements that we're talking
Metal.
about, but yeah, what's the word for it? Like a something that comes out of the ground, a mineral.
Yeah. Metal,
Yeah,
mineral.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're made of metals or minerals,
Yeah.
coins, and so it's obviously earth. I do agree with air or swords being fall, and pentacles being winter for sure. But I actually switch the spring and the summer,
Yeah.
the way I do it. And really, it doesn't matter. And the reason why is because you want to program it in your mind, in your subconscious, what the associations are, whether it's individual meanings or keywords for tarot cards, or what's associated with an element or a suit in tarot. It doesn't matter as long as it works for you.
Yep.
That's the big takeaway. So these are just, a lot of the same thing, but it's more specifically about the tarot cards and that particular suit. The other one I added was court cards, because this court card handout that I had, because a lot of people have trouble with the court cards, but if you really know the elements, it really helps with understanding the court cards, especially as people. And you mentioned some of this earlier, but it's really some specific write-ups here on the don't want to say associations, but the attributes
Yes.
of those particular court cards. So if you have court cards from the wands, like the Queen of Wands or the Page of Wands, King of Wands, Knight of Wands, right? They tend to be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fiery, active, energetic, and lively, most likely to be involved in getting what they want out of life, will have a lot of energy, drive, and tremendous will to succeed, may be aggressive in the pursuit and assertive. They enjoy life, want to have a good time, can be quite egocentric in pursuit of their wishes. And then the pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, practical, earthy, and grounded. The swords, witty, intelligent, sociable. These are the air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Cups, the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Warm, emotional, intuitive, and caring. You can read the whole descriptions yourself, but I just added that as a little extra
Nice.
on the PDFs. The PDF
I
with the
like it.
handouts.
Yeah.
So there we are. So what else can we say about the elements? And here's the URL if you didn't catch it earlier, psychic.cafe/elements. I'll put it
Yeah.
in the chat. Oh, hold on. That didn't work. Let me try. Let me try to grab it and pop it in here in the chat for everybody again. Psychic.cafe/elements. I first got into tarot after I had studied numerology, and studied numerology after I studied the sacred geometry. And one of the things you learn in sacred geometry is the flower of life and Metatron's cube, which is formed from the flower of life. And this three-dimensional cube holds within it the 5 platonic solids. It actually holds a lot more geometric patterns than that. It holds all the geometric patterns, but the smallest patterns that are able to be formed are these five platonic solids. They're named after Plato, and they represent each of those 5 elements that Michelle was just talking about. And so I studied that, and then I studied numerology. And then when I got to tarot, I looked at the tarot deck. I looked at the structure, the 5 suits, the 4 minor arcana suits, and the major arcana 5 suits, and the elements, and looked at the numbers in the cards, and kind of like made in my mind a graph with the elements and the numbers, and wow, there you've got 40 of the cards right there, right? 1 through
Yep.
10, and the 4 elements. You add in the major arcana, and even the higher number cards, like say card 15, reduces to 6, so it's still the numbers 1 through 9.
Yeah.
And the 10 cards reduced to actually 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. So when I looked at the tarot deck and the structure and everything, I'm like, oh, this is just the elements and the numbers. It's sacred geometry in a physical form.
Yes.
Just a different form. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to give my little spiel on the elements, and how I came across them. It was through studying sacred geometry, and that's why in my course Tarot by the Numbers we talk about a lot about sacred geometry, the flower of life, Metatron's cube, and so forth like that. Metatron was is an archangel, actually. That's who it's named after,
Yes.
which is
Let's
similar
see.
to Hermes, and similar in the Greek and Roman,
To
and similar to Thoth in Egyptian,
yes.
scribe of heaven, or in the case of Metatron's, the archangel scribe of sitting at the right side of God. Actually, the only angel that's allowed to sit in the presence of God. Did you know that?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
So there you go. There's our little discussion on the elements. You have anything else, Michelle, before we wrap up?
I don't think so. I think that's about it for the
Yeah.
elements.
A lot
Yeah,
of
it's
fun.
pretty simple.
Yes.